You are listening to the Agegroup Multisport podcast, Next Gen. Welcome along to episode 2 of the Agegroup Multisport podcast Next Gen, and we're about to hear the second instalment from our age group Next Gen athletes, Will, Rosalind and Aaron, and we'll see what they've been up to over the last week. Hope you enjoy. I'll see you on the other side.
Hey Rich, it's Will. Just audio log catch up. So I start off with the week's summary really. It's been a really good week of training. Diet has been really poor this week. I've just been constantly hungry, and then when I have been hungry I've been reaching for the easy to get stuff. And yeah, the diet has been a real challenge this week. I don't know why, but just regrouping today, and we will go again next week with the diet. So I'm having a nice rest day today with the family. Poor weather. I battled it all week, and yeah, sort of had enough of it today. I didn't want to go out in the wind again. So all week training went really well. Had a really big brick yesterday. Had a 50 mile at IM intensity, but as I was coming down a country lane, I had my head down checking something, and a tree appeared in the middle of the road, and I hit it at 20 mile an hour, and I came off. Nothing broken, bike was okay, just some scuffs, but I've ended up with a fairly nasty bruise on my backside and on my right calf and across my arms, and I've got a very stiff neck where I dropped my head, so the helmet took the brunt of the impact. So forced rest day really, but I'm not going to complain. I'm feeling a bit tired. I need a day to regroup mentally, get the diet sorted and everything like that. So yeah, highs though, really happy with, hit some really good power numbers on the bike, and the run. I did a 50 mile bike followed by a 13 mile run off the bike at IM pace, and I was thinking I was going to do it at 8-minute miles, but I managed to do 7:22. So I'm not quite sure how my pace was so far away from what I could actually do, because I felt great. I was in really low heart rate zone, felt comfortable, and smashed out a 30 mile in 7:22 pace. So really, really big high that for me, because the running's been my weakest, I'd feel, and the one that's come along the slowest, and it's really come along this week, so I'm really happy. So yeah, I will check in again next week.
Hi Rich. So the last week or so has been ups and downs for me. I've really enjoyed getting back into a routine of going swimming, so I've been doing that a couple of times a week and doing some proper sets, which I've really enjoyed, getting back into that routine of swimming. I'm 2 weeks into a 4-week free trial of Athletica AI and found it really interesting, but a bit of a challenge because it didn't allow me to put in things like injury, and although it can move around sessions around my daily life, I've had quite a lot on this week and got quite a lot on next week, so I feel like I'm just missing the sessions. For me, another thing was that I don't have like a Garmin sports watch, or like a fancy sports watch that will do everything and log everything for me, and I've not really got the capacity at the moment to get one of those, and I don't know whether I want to necessarily. One of the challenges of this is seeing whether qualifying or improving significantly is possible without something like that. So yeah, it's been interesting to look at the training plan that's set, and I think moving forward it's probably something that I will take some key sessions from, take inspiration from. I'm not sure an AI coach is something that would work for me, because I'm busy with work quite a lot over the next few weeks, traveling and just other social commitments and that kind of thing. So I would probably, if I wanted a coach, then it would be somebody who I guess I could talk to, or be able to adapt sessions or adapt a weekly schedule to suit the rest of my life. I don't have that, so I'm going to use what the Athletica AI has given me and try and put that around my life, kind of do it myself, I suppose. I've used a heart rate monitor for the first time this week, which is something that I can start doing only on the bike. It's just a simple strap. And I found that really interesting. I've just done 2 cycles with it, and hopefully that'll be something that I can use to, I guess, just give me an idea of how hard I'm working. So I did a harder session on Sunday, and I've done a slightly steadier cycle today, but the hard session on Sunday I was obviously still recovering from because I didn't feel like I had very much in me today, and my heart rate kind of reflected that. So that's something that I've never used before, and is obviously going to be quite valuable. So yeah, I'm excited to see how I can use that. With being busy with work, and trying to sort of think ahead, and I know that consistency is the most important thing. So I've been trying to work out how I can get something in, and kind of getting into the mindset of something is better than nothing. But for me, the main focus this last week, and sort of at least for the first sort of 4 weeks, I think it needs to be doing some strength and conditioning and doing some core work, and the bit that I generally don't enjoy as much and is the first thing to get dropped. So I managed to do that last week. I haven't done it this week, but I know I need to do it. And yeah, just kind of getting into my head that strength conditioning is a fundamental part of a training plan and training itself, rather than just something extra that's good to do. But with the more training I do, with the heavier training load, that's essential to keep my body in tip-top condition. From a diet and nutrition point of view, I've not really changed much. I really enjoy cooking, really enjoy food, so make sure that I generally eat pretty healthy, eat enough, eat plenty of the things that are going to fuel me, and might perhaps look into getting a protein shake or a recovery shake, just to make sure that I'm getting enough protein in, because I think that's something that I probably struggle with. But generally, I don't have anything out of the ordinary. I enjoy good food, and I don't like to go too much in the supplements. I'd rather have the proper food, because I enjoy cooking it and I enjoy eating it.
Hi Rich, you all right? Little chat about this week's training. I had a bit of a steady week this week. Been up and down, and been able to get a lot of training in, good training in over a couple of days, and then seem to have 2 days off. But I guess that's family life and working and having 2 jobs as well at the minute. All goals are set, ready for Mallory in 9 days' time. Mallory Park Duathlon. I think it's a World's Duathlon qualifier. So, all prep aiming towards that. Increasing the running a little bit this week. I'd like to see my times drop at Mallory. It'd definitely help towards potentially qualifying automatically for next year. I'm desperate to qualify automatically instead of waiting for a roll down place. So yeah, all my efforts are going into that. Good sessions on the watt bike at work, and also on the Wahoo Kicker at home. Changed the bike this week on the Wahoo Kicker to a TT bike. Done a lot of training on my on the Kicker on the mountain bike, only because Mallory is a draft legal. So with that in mind, I thought I'd change the bike to a TT bike, because when it comes to doing Clumber Park in a couple of months' time, that's non-draft. So all down to all on the TT. So I've had a good 2 or 3 months on the road bike, and feel like the progressive. Feel like it's coming on really well actually. Did a couple of little runs over the past 7 or 8 days. Feel quite comfortable sitting at certain paces. Like to push myself, so I'm hoping to go push myself tomorrow at the local park run. Would love to do a sub 19-minute park run, but we'll see. I mean, with a week to go, I'm not going to push myself too much in case I do end up injuring myself ready for next Sunday. Diet this week, again, eating well. Like to get a lot of greens in pretty much every day. Have a little salad for my dinner. Still no booze. Had no booze since December the 31st, since New Year's Eve. I found last year by not drinking any beer, I didn't drink for about 7 or 8 months. Time's just improved so much. Weight dropped off me, which helped obviously with my running as well. So I thought I'd give it a go again this year. Quite difficult really when you're getting invited to parties and little social events, but it's a little sacrifice for a bigger goal at the end of the year, at the end of the time. Really enjoying the running at the minute. Feel really comfortable. I like to put a little sprint session in once a week as well. Track sessions again start next Monday for my triathlon club, which again I think track helped me loads last year. Dropped my average pace by about 30 seconds per mile. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, good to get back on there. It's also good for sociable event. It's only an hour on a Monday night. Digging deep, trying to keep up with the fast lads. It gives you a bit of a goal if we can carry on with track throughout the year. Hopefully everyone will improve, but hopefully I'll improve to try and keep up with the fast lads as well, which is always quite exciting and always a good aim to go for. Like I say, biking. Been biking a lot on the Wahoo and on the Watt bike, putting down on Zwift. It's a bit of bugs me a little bit really, because I do have a winter bike, but I also have a young family. So it's not really available to me to just jump on my winter bike and go and have 2 or 3 hours out. Plus, the races that I'm going for at the minute are short, sharp, quick races, no more than 15 miles. So until the better weather comes, I'm quite happy to sit on the Zwift, and especially with the Wahoo as well. My partner can get onto it. She's doing a half Ironman in Portugal at the end of the year, so chopping and changing the bikes. So she's getting her bike legs in as well, bless her. And she's going for a marathon as well. So we're pretty much training together, running together, and it keeps the family life quite happy. 2 little kids, 10-year-old, he gets off to school, and we've got a little girl who's nearly 1 now, so it's quite difficult. Chopping and changing. I have an hour on the Zwift, then she jumps on for an hour, and we just chop and change. But it's little sacrifices. It's them goals in the end. I mean, I've achieved my goal to represent Great Britain later on in the year, but my goal now is to qualify automatically, and I don't want a roll down place. I want that queue, and I'd like to stand on that podium at number 1, 2 or 3 definitely, and receive a medal. All the hard graft that everyone puts in, you want a medal at the end of the day, and you want to stand on that podium. And also it puts the triathlon team in good perspective. Heading to Lanzarote in the next 3 weeks for a week of triathlon training as well, which again will put me in good stead for Clumber Park and another couple of duathlons which are later on down the year. Hope everyone's enjoying this. A bit of motivation. I've been a bit of a soggy couple of weeks with all the storms and things like that, and the last thing I want people to do is not have any motivation to get themselves out there and train in the winter, get your head down, and when all the races and all that start to come through during the summer, you'll be flying and you'll absolutely love it. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you in a week or so after Mallory Park. Thank you.
So there you go, week 2. Episode 2, all done and dusted. Fascinating insight there from all 3 of our next-gen athletes. Will's struggling with his diet, and we can all relate to that at times, whether we're eating enough or eating too much or eating the wrong things. It's something personally I don't struggle with, but I know a lot of people do. And I think it's not to get too bogged down with the detail. Just make sure that you're eating enough, really. That's the key thing. Otherwise, if you're not eating enough, then you're not going to be able to put the work in, put the effort in. So your body usually tells you what you need. And it's like Ros was saying, she's not using too many supplements or anything, but she's eating and cooking and eating real food, and I think that's the key. So yeah, and Will's right, the weather has been crap, really windy as we all know, and wet, and he did well to get out on his bike, to be fair. Not that it ended well for him, but I hope you're alright, Will, and yeah, just be careful out there, because it can wreck your season. So yeah, they're all doing well. Well, nice to hear that Aaron and his partner are training together, because I think that goes a long way as well. I mean, myself and my wife, Mrs. C, we train together, swim and track sessions and stuff, and yeah, it works, and especially if you've got little ones and a family and you can work together, work around it. It's important. Yeah, and Roz's thoughts on the Athletica AI, and also using heart rate for the first time. It's things that a lot of us take for granted, I guess, the heart rate monitor. Fascinating to see how she gets on with what training plan she picks out. Athletica AI isn't obviously working for her, and it was worth giving a go. But you've got to fit it around your lifestyle and fit it around work, and do what works for you. So interesting stuff. I hope you've enjoyed the insight on episode 2, and we'll catch up with the guys in a week or so for episode 3 and see how the progression's going. And I think that's about it for now. And if you'd like to get in touch, you can email us at agegroupmultisportpodcast gmail.com. If you want to follow us on Instagram, we're on amp_1967. We're also on Facebook at ampgb. And if you want to listen to the podcast on our website, we are at agegroupmultisportpodcast.buzzsprout.com. Our Twitter account is agegroupmultisportpodcast, and our YouTube channel is ampgb. But yeah, just get in touch, and be nice to hear from you. One final thing is I'm off to Lanzarote next week, and if there's any age groupers out there listening to this who are out there at the same time as me, would like to have an interview to come on the podcast, just drop us a line and we can meet up maybe, and we can get one done. So that'd be nice to do one face to face in some warm weather. Really enjoy that. Yeah, so just give us a shout out. And that's about it for this episode. So we shall see you next time. And thank you once again for your support and listening to this. And remember, stay safe, keep training, and love the process.